Well, hi there. I'm going to show you how to do my Pebble Rock stitch. This is it, and this is what it looks like. And it's actually quite a nice tight stitch because I'm just using a worsted weight yarn on a 5/8 inch loom. This is tight enough for most projects already, and if you wanted it really tight for purses and bags, it's perfect for that. It is a really nice pattern, very well defined. The other side looks like this. It doesn't curl. I'm doing no special treatment of any kind on the sides. I'm going right to the sides with the stitches. And I did 2 rows of the first stitch to start. So, and I'll show you that. And it's a stitch video, so I'm not going to show you how to do everything. But it's so easy to use. I did the stitches right to the edge, and I just did a chain cast on, which I will link on my video. If you go to the video, which you're on now, you just scroll down in the description, and you'll see the cast on and the matching cast off if you're going to do a project like that. This stitch also looks good in the round, but it looks different. But you can use it in the round for a tight stitch too. Okay. Now, the loom I'm using is a 5/8 inch loom from Cindy Wood. It's got 48 pegs, and I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pegs. And as you can see 10 pegs is to there, and you can see that that's how much it pulls in. 10 pegs is to there. Okay. And the yarn I'm using, this is the worsted weight yarn I'm using, number 4. It's a Noro yarn. It's Noro Ito, I-T-O. Color is color 15, and it's 100% wool. It's got a bunch of softer kind of colors. They're pretty. Okay. Let's get started. Okay, so it's a 3-row pattern. Okay, so I cast on, then I did row 1, and row 1 is owl eye. Okay, so wherever peg you're on is peg 1. You go over peg 1 and 2 and knit off. You're on peg 1, always on peg 1 where you start. Okay, go over peg 1 and 2, nice and loose, and knit off. I have lots of videos of owl eye, and the stitch video is on my channel too for it. Okay, you're on peg 1, go over 1 and 2, knit off. You're on peg 1, over 1 and 2, nice and loose. And you can always loosen it up, pulling on it, making sure it's loose. You don't want to get it so it's hard to knit over. On peg 1, over 1 and 2, and knit it off. On peg 1, over 1 and 2, knit it off. On peg 1, over 1 and 2, knit them off. And the same thing on the edge, keeping it loose, and knit them off. So cast on, and I went directly to doing owl eye, and then making sure you've got this loose. You can even loosen this more. Keep it nice and loose on the edge. And the next row is owl eye too, so we just keep going. Just doing owl eye. Very easy, very fast stitch. It doesn't curl. Going over this loosely. You want the edge to be nice and loose so it doesn't tighten up too much. Okay, now we're on row 3. And row 3 is my snakes and ladder stitch. So you're going to go over in a knit, in a U-wrap, knit it off, come back around, hold it like you're going to knit it off, come down to the bottom, scoop it up and flip it over. Okay, so what it is it's a U-wrap, and then you come back around and you're going to do the stitch that Teresa Higby has called a purl over. But how you do a purl over is you take the yarn like a knit, come from the bottom, scoop it up, flip it over. It has nothing to do with a purl stitch, okay? So come over, knit, come around, scoop it up. Now you'll see how it looks when you scoop it up. It has these 2 little bars here on each side, and it's tighter than owl eye. So you'll know that's the row you're on if you have to leave your work. Okay, come over in a U-wrap, around again, scoop it up. Okay, and how owl eye looks is you have owl eye here, and it's got a piece of work on this side and a bar, and that's it. And it's also looser. You'll see it's looser. So you'll know that it's it, whereas this is a very tight stitch even when you do it loose. So that'll help. Okay, just so you know where you are. So you come over in a knit, come back over, scoop it up, flip it over. Now, what you might find is with the type of yarn you're using, because you can do this on any gauge loom with the right size yarn for it. Okay, so you might find you have a big thick yarn. It's hard when you do this to just flip it over, but you don't have to flip it over. You can pull it out even. You just put the loop over and tighten it enough so it's not too snug. You can knit it over. Okay, so knit, come back over, knit it again, and then we're on the second last stitch. Well, see, nothing special on the edge. I went right to the edge with it. And then I'm just going to knit over the edge nice and loose, come back over, and that's row 3. So we're back to row 1. So we're going to do owl eye. Now you'll find this tight the first stitch you do, but the second one here will be looser. This one will be tighter. And you just do owl eye. We're back on row 1, but it's always a little tighter on this row after the snakes and ladder stitch. That one was pretty tight. So you don't want to get it too tight. Otherwise it gets too hard to knit over. Better if it's easier. Here, I'll get this better in the camera. Okay. Now we just do owl eye back again, nice and loose. And so you see how this is a 3-row stitch. And the next time we do snakes and ladder, it'll be on the other side of the loom, and that's what keeps the stitch nice and straight. So it makes it perfect for a really long scarf or any kind of long project like that, because it will go absolutely straight for you. Won't be curving slightly one way. It balances it perfectly. And there we go. Now we're on row 3 again. So nice and loose here. And now this is going over like a knit. We knit it, come back over, come from the bottom. So this is how you do it when you're going this way, and flip it over. Come over in a U-wrap, come back over again, go from the bottom, scoop it up, and flip it over. Okay, go over like a U-wrap, come back over, under, and slip it off. Okay, over. I need some yarn here. Over, come back around, but over. So this is Pebble Rock Stitch pattern made up of 3 rows. And we do the last one here, and then let's have a look at it and let's see how much work has been done. We did 2 sets of the pattern, and here it is now. Really, really nice piece. It's completely flat, doesn't curl. Here's what the other side looks like. It's quite interesting. So there you go. That should be enough for you to do a project. It's pretty easy. Just grab it, start knitting, and you're not going to curl. It's a non-curling stitch. You don't have to do a single purl in it. Has a lot of texture. Looks really pretty. It looks nice from the other side too. I'm trying to get it up here in the light now. We'll do it. Yeah, there we go. Well, that's enough to sort of give you the look there. So it looks really nice both ways. So I hope you enjoy this stitch. Have a lot of fun doing it. And until next time, bye.